Good morning, students. It is said that if hard work is your weapon, success will be your slave. So, dear students, do hard work, make it your weapon, and make success your slave. So, it is also said that hard work pays no heed. Sometimes we feel that even if we work hard, we are not getting the accurate success or we are not achieving our goals, but we should keep patience and we should keep on hard working. Then we will see that one day definitely we are going to be successful. So I wish all of you a very pleasant morning, and let us begin with the chapter punctuation. Although in our previous class we have already started the chapter and we have came to know that punctuation marks are very important in a sentence or in English grammar to clear the sense of the sentence, because until and unless we are using the accurate punctuation marks, the sentence may lose its existence or the meaning may differ. So in a previous video we have gone through various punctuation marks. So we have gone through full stop, then comma, after that question mark, exclamation mark, colon, semicolon, and we have also came to know that capital letters are very important in certain places of a sentence, like proper nouns, like beginning of the sentence, and many other places also. Nowadays students are not bothering about using capital letters, but capital letters are very important in its use. So today we will go with apostrophe, hyphen, inverted commas, quotation marks, all these things, which is the concluding part of this chapter, punctuation. Look at your book, page number 78, and you will know about the uses of apostrophe. The apostrophe is used to show possession or ownership. It is also used in contractions. Some rules for using. Let us see what are the rules. If a word, singular or plural, does not end in S, add the apostrophe and S to show possession. Like this boy's work is incomplete. The children's friends came over to play. Children's means children is already a plural. So we have used apostrophe after children and then S is used, and boy is a singular here. So after boy, an apostrophe and then the S is used. If a word, singular or plural, ends in S, then just add the apostrophe. If a word ends with S, like the horse's hooves clattered on the cobbled road. Here horses is plural. So after S we'll put only an apostrophe. No need to use another S after apostrophe. James' clothes have to be washed. Here James is the single person, a boy or a man. So James is the name and the name ends with S. So after S, if any word, and whether it is singular or plural, ends with an S, then we will only put an apostrophe, and after that we will not put S, another S, as we have done in the previous case. Like boys, after boy we have put an apostrophe and then S, and after N also, children, N also we have put an apostrophe and then S, because both the cases, boy and children, both are not ending with an S. I am telling NS because S begins with, the pronunciation begins as ES. We have done in the case of vowels, articles, that if the pronunciation of a letter or a word begins with a vowel, and will be used before that, even if the word begins with a consonant. In a contraction, the apostrophe is used in the place of the missing letter or letters. Contraction means, in the case of have not we write haven't, does not we write doesn't, couldn't in the place of could not, isn't, we use, these are called contractions. So in the case of contraction also, haven't, doesn't, couldn't, after this N we'll put an apostrophe and then T. The apostrophe is used instead of O here. Another note is given, the possessive form of the pronoun it is its, which is without the apostrophe. The word its with apostrophe is the contraction of it is. Okay. So these are the difference. You should be careful about that. After it, an apostrophe will be used if it is used as contraction. But if it is the possessive form like ownership, then after it there will be no apostrophe before S. Then we have hyphen. Hyphen you must have understood, because we are sometimes using in our writing, like when two words are interconnected with each other. Now, to form compound words. Compound words are hard working student. We cannot write hard student or working student. Hard working is a single word but separately used with the use of hyphen in between. Long term investment means the investment which is used for the long period. Commander in chief, merry go round, you know the game. To join prefixes or other words, for example, self-centered, ex-president, re-enter, non-existence. Generally, when we use this kind of prefixes, we are using them with another word with the help of a hyphen. So here again the exercises are there, and as I have told you in the previous class that these kind of exercises could not be sent to you as solved one, because in that case I have to write all the exercises in the copy and then I have to take the screenshot and I have to send you, because if I solve it in book it will be very messy, you won't be able to understand. So in our offline classes, when you will attend the classes in school, we'll do this chapter and we'll practice this in Blackboard. I hope you will understand then. Inverted commas or quotation marks. The inverted commas or quotation marks are used when the actual words of the speaker are being quoted. Generally, earlier and previously in grammar, inverted commas are used with double inverted commas, 2 commas in the beginning and 2 in the end, and quotation marks are, in the case of quotation marks, single ones are used. But nowadays, in both the cases, single commas, I won't say comma on the top is used. Now, Laura said, I want to spend the weekend at my aunt's house. This is the dialogue or the speech of Laura, so it is in the single inverted commas, within single inverted commas. In that case, don't forget to carry a set of clothes with you, said Jim. These are Jim's words, so it is again used in single inverted commas. Now, punctuation for speech. It is important to know how to use punctuation marks other than quotation marks while writing direct speech. You may go through these rules. It is important to remember the use of comma. It is the main punctuation mark used to introduce dialogue into written text. If the speech comes after the information about who is speaking, the comma is used before the speech starts. And the examples are given. Grandmother said excitedly, let's go for a picnic. Okay. So here you may see the quotation mark is used. After the inverted commas, no extra punctuation is needed, because the punctuation mark that comes inside the inverted commas, the full stop, the exclamation mark or the question mark, finishes the sentence. As you could see, the sentence here is ending with exclamation mark. And you have to remember the quotation mark will be, or inverted comma will be, after that punctuation mark. If the speech comes first and then the information about who has spoken it, the comma is used at the end of the speech before closing inverted commas, even if the sentence within the inverted comma has ended. Sometimes the speaker is added at the end and the dialogue is in the beginning. In that case, after the speech there will be a comma and then the speaker could be the speaker's name will be beginning with capital letter and at the end it will be a full stop. If the speech is a question and exclamatory sentence, we use the quotation mark, question mark or the exclamation mark instead of the comma. Instead of comma, we will put a question mark or exclamation mark instead of comma. As we have just now learned, where shall we go? A question mark is there within single inverted comma. And then in the same way, what fun? Exclamation mark is added before the quotation mark or inverted commas. Often the dialogue is broken up by the information about who spoke. In this case, the comma ends the first bit of speech inside the inverted commas, and then another comma comes before the second bit of speech outside the inverted commas. As you can see, well, comma, let me see, said grandmother, comma, I think we should go to the beach. Sometimes the speaker is mentioned in between the two dialogues. So in that case, after the first dialogue, a comma will be there along with the inverted commas, and then the speaker will be mentioned, and after the speaker there will be a comma, and again another dialogue, second dialogue starts with a capital letter, ends with a full stop with the inverted commas. A piece of direct speech usually starts on a new line. Each time the speaker changes, a new line is used. Let us see this example. I love going to the beach, remarked Meera. Me too, said Farhan. I like building sandcastles. Grandmother said, well, the food is packed, shall we leave? Now, here, various dialogues are used by various speakers. So, in that case, each dialogue will be beginning with an inverted comma and ends with an inverted comma along with the appropriate punctuation marks used before the second inverted comma. And then it could be a comma also, or a question mark or an exclamation mark, and then the speaker's name will be added. Then again the second dialogue will be also the same way, starting with an inverted comma, then a comma, then the dialogue. If another dialogue is also used by the speaker, then again, as we have learned in the previous cases. Similarly, other sentences will also be written, only you have to see whether the sentence is a simple sentence or an exclamatory or an interrogative one. So these are the main things about a punctuation mark. Punctuation mark seems very simple, but we have to take care of when we are using the punctuation marks and rewriting a sentence which is asked, because if we miss a single one, our marks could be deducted. So sometimes we become very casual with the simple things, so we have to be very, very alert while using, because we cannot leave a single punctuation mark which is going to be added over there. So the marks will be also distributed in the same way. Half of mark may be deducted with the lack of any punctuation mark. So this is the end of this chapter. I hope the previous video and this one will help you a lot to know the punctuation marks. If you feel, since it is the second part of this chapter, so if you feel, you may go through the previous one once again and then you connect this video with that. I have not finished the whole chapter in one video because the video is going to be very longer. So you may merge both of them, or you may go through the video one after another, then you will understand the chapter in a better way. Please do the exercises which are given in your book. These are very easy, only you have to know where what is the correct punctuation mark used. Sometimes in exam it is asked like you have to correct the errors, like sometimes wrong punctuation marks are given, you have to correct them. So you must know each and every punctuation mark properly and make use of it correctly. Capital letter is very, very important in any literature. Any literature means English only, because in Hindi also other punctuation marks are there, like Pun Viram, Ardh Viram, all those things. they too have the same thing. Like in Hindi, we do not have the capital letter or all, but in English, capital letter is very important. So kindly learn the things in a better way. Punctuation is a very important chapter. I hope this video will help you a lot. Still, if you have any queries, you may ask through your WhatsApp group or Campus Care message box. Will be always there to help you out. And offline classes are also going on. You may ask there also. Whatever the queries are there, kindly ask. Then only we will be able to know whether if anything is lacking or not. So dear students, going to end my class here. I hope you'll do the exercises in copy. Take care of yourself. Stay safe. Goodbye.